Okay, so I feel a little silly doing this, but based on some recent interactions I've had with a bunch of our students, I wanted to address this because maybe, I mean, I don't want to be, I'm not an influencer. I don't make decisions based on things for my family and my life for like anyone but myself. So it may sound silly that I'm talking about this to you. So if it does, I apologize. But people often ask me because I will say things about sleep health and things like that. Like, well, what kind of sheets do you sleep on? What kind of bed do you sleep on? And I've got to be honest with you. I've always slept on cotton sheets. And then about 15, maybe 15 years ago, I moved over to linen or linen and cotton. And then it was like linen, organic cotton. But before that, before I had the money to buy that or the willingness to save up for that, a lot of my like sheets were used. I mean, they came from thrift stores or I just remember the first time like I could afford like real sheets like as an adult and it was at a store like TJ Maxx, Marshalls. It was, they used to have really great sheets there all the time, and you could get like even way back in the day, you could get like organic or like a really good brand that was not made in China. So I don't sleep on anything. I don't sleep on anything from a country that is in an adversarial role with the United States. Not because I'm like some super duper whatever. I'm just like worry about chemicals in the processing and how they treat their farmers and their employees and water and all that kind of stuff, right? So I'm pretty, I don't know, it's a big weird like thing for me and has nothing to do with the people in any of those countries. It's just because I really feel like if a country is going to like add things like melamine to infant formula, what are they going to put on their sheets? So I've been like this probably since the 90s. I don't know why. I think some of it has to do with my mother would always buy local, if at all possible. She would always buy local stuff. She would always buy made in America, not because she just wanted it to like, we come from like a very blue collar family. And so she just felt like, oh, if I do this, I'm giving people jobs. If I buy my eggs from the lady down the street who has them in the cooler, I mean, this was back in the 80s, and in the 90s I remember my husband like he just like never knew that people could just drive into a driveway, pick up some eggs, leave some money in a coffee can, and all was good. Like it just, that was just always how we kind of did things, and my grandfather was very much the same way. And so this was just something that was ingrained in me. It wasn't like some great political statement or anything like that. It was just like, oh, let's buy stuff. So the sheets that I sleep on, the cotton ones, are grown in Alabama. I lived in Alabama as a child. Like I find those things cool, right? They're sorry about that. That's my alarm telling me to do chores I've already done. But like I also I like knowing that the cotton is grown in Alabama and some of the places where they're woven, where they're made, are right down the road in Virginia and North Carolina. So I think that it's really important to sleep in things that are from your environment and local. And so I get a lot of questions about like, what kind of sheets do you sleep on? And what kind of this do you that? Because I kind of like always make some kind of reference. So my sheets and blankets are cotton and linen. And if I need a heavier blanket, it is wool. And I'm perimenopausal. So I will sometimes get hot and cold at night and I can change the configuration. So if I'm really, really hot, I have a gauze blanket. If I get cold, then I can add the wool and do the wool in the gauze, or do the wool, gauze, wool, or something like that. And I can layer things and it's not too heavy. And so that's what I sleep in. I don't sleep in artificial stuff. I don't sleep If I'm wearing bedding, it'll not bedding. If I'm wearing bedding, if I'm wearing like pajamas, they'll be cotton or bamboo. And that's just because someone introduced me to a really great, she gave me a gift, and they were these bamboo pajamas, and I've just loved them ever since. But I definitely think about what I'm sleeping in pretty highly. And so, anyways, that's just my whole. Oh my gosh, I've been talking for 5 minutes. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry, you guys. I was going to talk about something else too, but maybe that needs to be in another video. But, anyways, cotton, linen, wool. That's how I sleep.